This was never meant to be a Caterpillar versus an ASV video in any way, shape, or form. I was just on a project and they happened to have an ASV 75 and a Cat 289D. These are both 74 horsepower, pretty much identical machines that would go head to head inside of the industry, except the ASV's running a 2,000 pound forestry head, and that forestry head draws a lot of power out of the machine itself and weighs a lot on the front of it, and the Cat was just running an empty bucket. So today, we're going to put these things bucket to bucket, we're going to put them back to back, we're going to do grading tests, and then I'm going to have them actually run the ASV with the forestry head, and then do what I did, jump into the Caterpillar with the pure bucket, and just get both of these guys' opinions and see what happens at the end of this video. So without wasting more time, let's do all of that. Alright guys, we're talking Cat versus ASV, and no, I'm not sponsored by Cat. They've never talked to me before, and I'm definitely not sponsored by ASV, although I have talked to them before. And I want to find out from Phil, because we're running both and we're running in the deep woods. What do you think so far?
So immediately one thing that I notice is the ASV is an enclosed cab, so the comfort of it just goes skyrockets because you already feel really comfortable in an enclosed cab.
Diva
factor. Diva factor, I give it a 10. Now, the other thing is on the ASV, it's holding a very heavy piece of equipment on the front end. So I'm not going to be able to go all out like I want to. So that Cat goes all out. So from a speed and just getting to go all out with it, I got to give it to Cat on that.
All right, so I'm going to be the actually the opposite of that. The ASV with this big attachment on the front is still spunky, and this attachment's not sized for the machine. I mean, the power in the deep woods beat the Cat by far with just a bucket on. There was no comparison. The ASV was smoking the Cat, and we're talking about a 2,000 pound attachment versus a bucket. That's it. The ASV hands down killed the Cat. But now here's something I noticed about the ASV. It's a little bit finicky. And when I say finicky, we both had issues with getting it to fire. Yeah. We both had issues with, I noticed that there were times where it was rolling, and all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, where'd all my power go? And then all of a sudden the power comes back. Did you notice that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Great test.
Okay, so who's got better visibility?
I'd have to give that to the Cat. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what is wrong with this guy? Who do I team up with? Oh my God, Cat's got this giant bar going across the back. Your line of sight where you really need to see behind you, because that's where it's the most dangerous. We're gonna block this with this giant bar. You look at the ASV, there is no bar, and you're talking about an enclosed cab. I'm sorry, Phil, can't you see through glass? I mean, I can see through glass. I don't know about you. Glass or plexiglass or any clear substance.
It's not the glass, it's the surround of it. There's key specific line of sight points that are at these 45 angles, right where your eyes want to go, that you have to retrain them to go inward or slightly more outward. It's just not the natural place where I place my eyes.
Okay,
and I'm a diva.
all right, I'm gonna give that.
I like everything laid out nicely.
And also, he's actually running an FOPS 2 system, which means it's a heavier duty enclosure versus an open cab. What Phil pointed out, Phil, you want to hop in here? You pointed out the viewpoints, the critical areas of the viewpoints, but you know, a smaller blocked area here versus if we look at the size here. This is really what Phil was talking about, is right here, how that you've just got more mass right here. But this is also, to be fair, FOPS 2, level 2 protection, and this is ROPS.
Yeah.
So with that being said, also I want you to consider the service. Cat does kill every other company out there for their service. But here's the thing, guys, you're paying for that service. But in reality, what it boils down to is, what is your local dealer like? Yeah. Is your local ASV dude the most awesome dude in the world, or is it your Caterpillar guy? Because that's the guy that you're gonna be going belly to belly, face to face with every time you have an issue. And if that guy has your back, that's what matters the most. And if that guy doesn't have your back, go to somebody else, even if you love that brand.
The one thing though that when you buy a machine is it always goes down to the dealer. I'll buy an inferior machine if it has a superior dealer.
I love this. Bill and I just literally said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm interviewing Travis completely separate because I don't even want these two to even listen over each other's shoulders, so they don't have any idea.
If a dealer's got your back and can keep you going, that's the difference between finishing a job on Friday and getting paid and not. It's a big deal.
That's the biggest deal.
It's a big deal.
Right there.
Like,
that is.
And so I went with ASV on this time because I thought smaller dealer, smaller brands. I'm a small company. I'm not a road company. Like, I don't have 90 machines.
Yep.
So I figured, well, I'll go ASV because I might get that personal service.
Yeah, just take me out to lunch before you do that.
But the thing about our local cat dealer here is that when we get a bill from our cat dealer, we're just like, how much is that? Like, it's crazy.
I know.
It's 10 times what we thought it was gonna be, right?
I said the exact same.
I mean, it's 10 times what we thought it was gonna be. Like, we get a bill for like $3 grand. We're like, I thought it was like $300. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they've got, if I need a machine, I'm like, hey guys, I got a job. It's starting like, we're gonna try to squeeze it in tomorrow. And they're like, we're running your machine now. You know what I mean? Like, they're just like, hey, can I rent the 312? They're like, done, I'll be there at lunch. You know what I mean? Like, it just like happens. And so if I was a big contractor, I had big deadlines, I'd be like, who cares if that bill's an extra $2 grand? Like,
yeah, you'd be buying a cat. So
yeah, I'd be buying a cat
all day long.
Have to.
Absolutely,
have to.
all day long.
So you ran both ASV, you own an ASV, you own an ASV 120, you own a cat. You owned both.
Here's something I noticed. Running the ASV, frickin' smoked the cat.
Yeah.
Smoked it in every way, shape, or form. Even with that, what is that testing, like 2,000 pounds?
2.5.
All right.
27,
it didn't feel like, I mean, I felt like I was going, I had nothing on the front. It was a little bit ass light, right?
Yeah.
But it beat the cat with a bucket on.
Agreed.
Like, ASV controls were way smoother.
They are
as
smoother.
well.
Yeah,
way
agreed.
smoother. The cat was boom, 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 boom.
Agreed. And I mean, one thing I loved about the ASV is that it comes with a Cummins product line.
Yes.
Right? So I'm like, oh, well, I got a local Cummins dealer in town. I got a Cummins dealer an hour north of me. So if I can't get it done at the dealer, I can go to Cummins and be like, hey, I need this part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or I got an injector issue, or I need a lift pump, whatever, I need it now.
Yep.
I can get it. So I was like, that's good. With Cat, they've got some of their own products in there, and then some of them are rebranded Kubota engines, but they're just expensive. The main reason I went with an ASV on this time, as we were discussing, was the tracks, because we're in Florida. And I got stuck last year quite a bit. I spent $7,200 in towing bills.
So your ASV tracks you're finding are significantly better than the Cat track?
It doesn't get stuck, so I can complete a job and not be in the middle of nowhere and get stuck.
For a few more hours now than he did before. I want to get a second take from him and see if he's still a fanboy.
All right, Phil. Now I made you run it a little bit more. Your opinion stay the same?
No, totally changed opinion. This machine is slow, not nearly as responsive. It's really the speed. Like, in my mind, I'm moving a lot faster, but I gotta wait for this machine to get up to power. By the time you're ready to transition again, it slows back down. It's just not nearly as powerful as I'd like it to be. And quick. I like quick. I mean, it does, even without the power, the speed and the responsiveness is huge in that 75.
So the 75 actually takes it in that case, doesn't it?
Yeah, if I put a bucket on that and took that heavy front end off of it and put a bucket on it, I could do some serious damage with it. I'd probably stick with the ASV over the 289.
Really?
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like it's got the power that this one's got. It's just got more power, more torque behind them. But the 289 compared to the 75, I mean, they're basically the same driving, you know, the same amount of horsepower.
Same horsepower, identical.
But the drive motors on this feel like they've got a lot more power, and I'm pushing around 2,500 pounds.
It's no comparison, is it?
Yeah. You know what? The best way to compare it would be plate to plate and push. See if I can push him backwards.
Done.
Let's do it.
Done.
I'm up for the challenge.
Let me go get a bucket on, bro. Let me go get my bucket on, bro. I'll be right back.
Chain for what? We're putting this one to this one bass backwards, and we're gonna see who can pull. Pushing didn't work out, so next we're gonna see if we can make one pull the other one. All right, let's do this. To look at this. The ASV floated on top. You can see that it didn't dig in. It immediately drug the ass end of the Cat 289D right down into the sand. Now, this really is not a testament as much of the power, I don't think.
No, I think it's just a flotation of the tracks.
Yeah. Exactly, absolutely. So you can see right here, guys, the Cat just dug in and the ASV floated level. You know, this may not be scientific, but it is a lot of fun, isn't it?
It is definitely fun.
It's very fun. And I still have both my eyebrows, so technically I feel like a winner.
All right, you guys. This didn't prove anything, but we all seem to think that the ASV has more power than the Cat. We think that the ASV also floats better than the Cat. The Cat has better service. You're paying for it. We've talked about it. We've actually changed Phil's mind after running the Cat for a while.
Yeah, ASV's way to go.
I'm gonna say too, accessibility on this machine's better than the Cat.
Cycle time test is next.
All right, are you ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Phil, you want to run the ASV?
Let's do it.
All right, we're switching them. 1, 2, 3, go! The Cat.
I just think Phil's a better operator. Sorry, Travis. All right, so we're gonna do a different test right now. All right, guys, we're gonna do a 4-scoop test. Travis, I want you on this side of the pile if you don't mind. So you scoop and dump. Phil, you're on the opposite side of the pile. You're coming in on this side. You're scooping and dumping right here. Those buckets are a yard bucket. So I want 4 yards.
The next thing is I want you guys to push these piles back into the piles. So get around on this side before we start. 1, 2, 3, go!
Good job.
This is good. This is how Stan does it. The little secret sauce. This is like this is gonna be a good video.
You liked Cat for a lot of things, but now
like
you're doing a head-to-head. You're thinking ASV.
Yeah.
I liked ASV right out of the gate.
Yep.
You?
I definitely like Cat, but I'm a big believer now. ASV is the way to go.
ASV
all the way.
Cat. On every test that we did, almost head-to-head, same horsepower.
Same bucket size, same bucket.
With same buckets. Yeah, these are identical buckets. Everything's pretty much the same.
I think we got it. All right, you guys, you tell me, comments down below, how could we make this video better? God bless you guys.
See ya.
Go get them. Hey, peace. Couple things. Subscribe and subscribe. Name your channel.
On-site Trev.
Sarah's Landscaping.
And whoever the hell I am.